All right, everybody. I'm Jeff Livingston with Cognitive Path. I'm here with Keith Nelson, the industry senior strategist for OpenText. How are you?
Hi, Jeff. Glad to be here.
Very good. And you're local, so we were
I am.
chatting a little bit before we started this. You were at that crazy game where Jaden threw that Hail Mary. What was it like to be in the stadium for
Yeah,
that?
I saw it before everybody else saw it on reruns and highlights. It was pretty wild because that was actually the end zone where our seats were.
Oh, no
So
way.
it was kind of really in front of us. And we were kind of debating, should we take off? This is looking ugly. Bears had scored, with 30 seconds left in the game. Nobody wins those. And we just said, well, we've been there this long. Let's stick it out. And we saw the miracle play.
Right. Oh, my gosh. Was it pandemonium?
It was crazy. They shot fireworks. The crowd, maybe Jaden thought it was going to happen, but I don't think anybody else in the stands saw that coming. But it was crazy. Yeah.
It's good to be young, isn't it?
It is.
Very cool. Well, let's talk a little bit about AI. And first of all, for everybody, what does OpenText do, and how does it relate to how agencies are working?
Yeah, OpenText has been around
For a while, yeah.
for over 30 years, and we've started in the AI business close to that amount of time. So we have quite a few, quite a long history of AI, and we've recently rolled out into the generative AI.
Great.
And we're part of that. And so what we're doing now, I'll just talk a little bit about our newest, we call it Aviator, which is a generative AI component of all our existing software. So many government customers use our content management system. We've embedded generative AI into that. Some of our government customers use our notification system. We've added generative AI to that. Some use supply chain, same thing. Developer, same thing. IT operations, same thing. So we're taking some of our most popular, most kind of embedded systems and upgrading it with generative AI.
Very cool. And I like that categorization of generative AI because we all know what happened 2 years ago. We all know that AI has been around for a long time. But what ChatGPT did when it's hit that kind of spark on the flint, if you would, it really forced everybody to really think about this differently. So a lot of agencies now have an AI vision, right? But they may
Chief
not
AI
know.
Officer.
Chief AI Officer, thank you to the Biden administration. So now that these guys are getting in place, they're building their vision, but they may not know where to start because there's all this legacy infrastructure. They may already have AI, they may not know it, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Look, we just kind of launched a series of webinars that we call AI for the rest of government, because you hear about those AI leaders that are really in the forefront, kind of striving forward, doing some really cool forward-leaning things. But there's a lot of agencies that are kind of not sure where to go.
Sure.
And so we've kind of divided our series into a crawl, then a walk, then a run.
Very cool.
So you hear about the runners, but what about those crawlers and walkers? And you need to crawl first if you still have lots of paper documents in file cabinets or on tables or whatever you're doing. If you're dealing with paper, that is not AI ready. And even if you have digital documents, but they're not organized and they're siloed in different systems and you can't really do much with them, they're not tagged, that's not AI ready.
Right.
And if you're dealing with legacy applications that really aren't nimble or flexible and you can't really get any data from them, that's not AI ready. So I call these AI projects. That's the crawl part. Start, scanning those documents in intelligently so they kind of work into workflows, or organize your documents, get them tagged, get them organized, get them sorted, get it AI ready.
Right.
Modernize your legacy applications and build an archive system so you don't lose any of that critical data that you've been gathering over the many years. So that's what we call crawl, which, in my opinion, should be AI funded.
Candidly, I would think that's probably a vast majority of organizations right now.
That's right. That's the people we're talking to. They're saying, well, I'm not ready for AI. Yes, you are. This is a necessity. This is a necessary prerequisite to do anything with AI.
Do you, and I know it's a little bit of a segue, but do you see a lot of people that are perhaps looking to do their pilot projects while doing that? I mean, I mean, there's no time to start.
I mean, it's a
right.
government agency, right? So there's going to be a component that's really, a little more, and especially in the IT world, there's going to be more people more inclined to lean in that forward direction and do some pilot projects there. And then you have you're more business kind of minded people who say, oh, I'll get to it when my manager requires me to learn that. I'm not going to do that unless I need to. And I saw a survey by Gallup that said 67% of workers have not used AI yet. So they're hearing about it. They're probably listening in on things like this, but they're not really using it yet.
Right.
So my advice for those who are a little bit further along is, I mean, once you get AI ready, you can do some really cool stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
You can search your data. You can start asking that kind of natural language question, all kinds of stuff, and you can start going across those silos and using kind of enterprise search where it doesn't matter where the data is. Maybe it's on Teams, maybe it's in your email, maybe it's in your SAP system. Doesn't matter. You can get to it and ask questions of it.
What about the guys that are already there, that are doing it?
Yeah.
They're further in that journey.
Yeah.
The runners.
Yeah, the
What would
runners.
you- what
The
would you say to
runners.
those
They're
guys?
doing enterprise search across all those siloed
Okay.
systems. I mean, that's pretty wild. That's really pretty crazy because to get those insights would normally have taken, I don't know, an army of consultants to say, yeah, we've gathered all this and this is what you're doing.
So you're global public sector, right?
Right. That's true.
What trends are you seeing in other governments across the world?
Yeah, we're working with the number one largest public broadcaster in Spain.
Oh, cool.
Because they got frustrated because all of these different video and other content mediums they had, they didn't really know what they had. They had to open the video and watch it to figure out what was on it. And so they worked with OpenText to actually make it generative AI ready. So now they can search across 20 million records, whether it's digital, audio, video, or PDFs, and they can derive those insights from it. And so it took 50 years to accumulate all that. Now they can find what they need in 90% faster of the time. We also work with the Auckland, New Zealand Transportation Ministry.
Wow.
And they're using real-time video feeds to do better traffic management and find safety issues.
Can we get them here?
I think we might need them here, especially as we prepare for a vice presidential speech in about half an hour. Where do I need to go? And we also work with, I can't really name them, but the Defense and Intelligence and law enforcement community internationally, which are doing things like translating license plates and finding deep fakes and really using AI to help advance the mission.
Sure. Now, I imagine we've seen this already with the EU. We've seen it with a lot of the administration's policies. Ethical AI is a big concern. How should government think about ethical AI?
Government needs to be the ethical AI leaders.
Right.
People that join government are ethical people. They're mission-focused people. They're not in the same... look, I've been in private sector. I've been in government. But those are mission people. They're driven by the love of helping people. Government has to be the ethical AI leaders. So you just have to be very careful. Don't let your data cross boundaries. Make sure that it doesn't get in the wrong hands, because government is all about trust. You have to make sure the population, the citizens you oversee, trust that government is going to protect their information. It's not an option. You have to give the government your information. You can't live off the grid.
Right.
I don't know anybody who's tried it, but it's not going to go. So the government has the responsibility to make sure that it's trustworthy and that it delivers AI ethically.
Very good. One of the things that I think about with the federal workforce, because I worked at USPS for a while, and I know this is common in many agencies, you have a lot of people that really are mission-centric. Like you said, they're good people, right? Yeah. They work hard, but they're also tasked with a lot of rote aspects of work. There's a lot of positions that don't get filled. There's always too much to do.
Yeah.
How do you really expect AI to impact the government workforce?
I mean, there's your answer. First of all, let's be real. Government doesn't riff its workforce.
No.
I don't care who says it. They might say it. They won't do it. So the issue is, how do you make the work much more strategic, much more enjoyable? I've been a chief human capital officer. I know that you don't hire those people out of college, just about all of them are college graduates, to do the rote, repetitive, automated, AI-oriented tasks. They didn't sign up for that.
No.
Even interns don't like that work.
No.
They signed up to use their minds and to be thinkers and to be, helping the public. So let them do that and give AI the boring, repetitive, mundane, numbing. Nobody goes home to their spouse and says, hey, you know how many things I cut and pasted today?
800. Right? And then AI is going to be more accurate at it, too.
It'll be a lot
actually.
more accurate because when you're bored, you make mistakes.
100%. 100%. All right, Keith, this has been really informative. I did want to ask you a little question before we bolt. What's your favorite AI app that you think everybody here should know about?
Well, I have a daughter who's in high school, and so we try to find music that works for her generation and my generation, and Spotify's AI has been very helpful to bridge that divide, and I think I'm winning. I think she likes a little more of my era's music, but I'm liking a lot of her era's music too.
Very cool. I have a 14-year-old bassist at home, so I have the same thing. And Spotify, right? AI, it's always been with us. We just didn't appreciate it.
There you go.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Jeff.